First thing first, your boy MT, Motherlandboy, you already know. Conversation with MT. I think this is like what, the third one. Before I get into anything, before I get into any conversation at all, I wanna let everybody know because I seen comments and stuff, people trying to go into technical stuff, colonization is this, that. Like, I'm not a history expert. I'm not an historian. I'm not like an expert on African history. None of that. I'm just an artist expressing himself, telling you my vision, telling you how I feel, telling you my opinion on things, telling you what I know from studying, from living in Africa myself, being from there, my entire family being from Mali, my mom, my dad, my grandfather, my grandmother, everybody, and they still live out there. You see what I'm saying? I go visit them often. I go back often. I opened businesses back in Mali while I'm here. You see what I'm saying? So I got real ties out there. So everything that I say is not just out of the blue, or it's my opinion. But I'm not an expert. I'm not an historian expert. I'm not an historical expert. I'm not like none of that. So if I say something and I'm not like 100% on the dot with the date or anything like that, you see what I'm saying? Do your own research. You see what I'm saying? Don't just take everything that I say and swallow everything that I say and take it for God's word. Only God knows the ultimate truth. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go back and forth with anybody in my comments about my own experience or my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. My experience is my experience. What I know is what I know, and I'm just sharing it with my supporters. You see what I'm saying? Do your own research. Have your own opinion, make up your own opinion. You see what I'm saying? But I don't claim that everything I'm saying is like, you see what I'm saying, the God universal truth. It's my opinion. You see what I'm saying? And I stand on it. So whatever your opinion is, it's cool. I respect it. But I ain't finna to go back and forth about like technical words where everybody did this, everybody colonized, everybody did that, everybody did that. That's cool. I'm telling you my perspective. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to clear that up. Like I'm saying, one time, I addressed it one time, and hopefully I won't have to address that again. But everybody leave your comments. Feel free to leave your comments, this and that. But I ain't feeling to play those games, going to technical stuff like, oh no, you was wrong about that. You actually started from da 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 da. Like, yeah, I might be wrong on little shit or whatever, or my perception might be completely different than yours on certain things. That's cool, but we ain't doing that. I'm not an expert, and I'm pretty damn sure whoever left that comment trying to act like they're expert, just fucking Google the definition and just copy and paste it. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that internet shit, man. These new age people are weird, man. But anyhow, let's get into the conversation of the day, man. I wanted to talk about CFA, the money that we use in Mali, because you know it's a lot of talk about money, digital currency, the dollar going up, the dollar going down, etc., etc. So I want to tell you a little bit about the money that we use in Mali and get your opinion, you know what I'm saying, on it. So we use, the money that we use in Mali is called franc CFA. And it's not only used in Mali, it's used in every West African country that was colonized by France. So Benin, Senegal, Togo, Burkina Faso, a lot of other countries use this same money that I'm talking about, the CFA, and it stands for Colonial Francs of Africa. That's the translation in French. It's in French, so I'm trying to translate it in English. But they changed the Colonial Francs and call it something else. But it started at a colonial as a colonial money. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's money that the French people make and give it to their colonies so that they can use it amongst themselves. Once we got independent, they kept imposing us to keep using that same money. You see what I'm saying? And back in the day, it used to be that one French francs equals 50 of those CFA, 50 of those African francs. So one French francs equal 50 African francs. You know what I'm saying? I remember in 1994, I was young as hell. I was like real young, you know. I was still a kid, and I just moved back, so I was getting adjusted to Africa because I was born in Paris, and my parents took us back to Africa, you know, when I was about 4 years old, something like that. So I was growing up and getting adjusted to, you know, living in Africa. And I remember one day, the day before, whatever money I used to go to the shop and buy candies, the next day I tried to go buy the same candy and the price had doubled. You see what I'm saying? So basically, like, I try to go buy some candies, let's say for three francs. I'm just giving you an example, 3 francs. And the next day they was like, nah, today is gonna be 6. I'm like, what? I bought the same candy yesterday for 3. Why I gotta pay 6 today? It was like, well, the money got devaluated, so this is what it is now. You see what I'm saying? That's called a devaluation. We went to devaluation in 1994. I think it was January 11th of 1994. French people imposed that devaluation on us. They was like, well, starting tomorrow, now your money is gonna be worth half of what it used to be worth, 50%. So now one French franc that used to be 50 African franc is now 100. Now you take that same 1 franc French money is now 100 African money. You see what I'm saying? So if you're coming in from outside with your French money, your money don't now double. You see what I'm saying? But for us people that are in Africa buying goods, all of a sudden next day, every good price just doubled, but you still have the same money. You see what I'm saying? Imagine that, waking up one day and everything that you used to go buy for like $10, you gotta pay 20 for it. You see what I'm saying? And in a matter of 24 hours, it wasn't like a gradual thing or prices going up. No, your money is being devalued this day, boom, this is going on. And they imposed that on us. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing we can do about it. Every country tried to create their own money. The French government is not having it. The World Bank is not having it. They all gang up against us and won't let us have our own money. So we are forced to use these same colonial francs that they've been having us use since the 1700s. It's not even real money, and we still got to stay on the same money. And let me tell you another story that made me realize that it's really not money, it's monopoly money. Till this day, I still thought like, okay, whatever, you know. But when something happened that really opened up my eyes about it, you see what I'm saying? So, one day I came back from Africa with some African money, and I wanted to change it in dollars, you know. So usually I always change it in France, or change it in French money or European money, whatever, and then I come with those euros. But that time I just ain't had no time, so I still had the African money and some French money. So I went to my bank here, I think it was Bank of America, and I told her, yo, I'm trying to change some money. I just came back from overseas. She was like, cool, what you got? So I was like, I got this French money, and I got this African money. So boom, she started by the French money. She did that, boom, 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 real fast. Boom. Then she got to the African money. She looked at it. She was like, which country is this money used in? I was like, in Mali, West Africa. So she looked at it. She doing shit in the computer, the shit ain't coming up. She like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I just gave you some French one. Like, yeah, I just came back from Africa. I was in France too, so that's the rest of my money I've been using. Whatever. Yeah, it's real money. So she went in the back and got a big ass book that contained every single currency in the world. Like it's 190 or 174 some countries, whatever in the world. Every single country's currency is contained in that book. So she's going through the book. She's looking. She goes to CFA looking for Mali, whatever. Then she goes, the money is not in there. It's not in this book. I'm like, what you mean? She says, it's crazy. This book contains every currency in the world. This is what we use in the bank here. And the money that you brought me is not in there. Did you make this yourself? Like as a joke? I was like, I started laughing. She was like, I'm serious because it's unbelievable to me, you know? So she started pulling out her phone and started Googling stuff because she couldn't even understand why it's not in a bank book. And then after a few minutes, she was like, oh, it's a colonial franc. She was like, this money got to be changed to its parent money first. Like, it's a colonial franc that y'all can only use in the colonies, like back in the days. So you have to change it to French money, then you can change it in American dollars. So till this day, the money we're using in 15 to almost 20 African countries is not real money. It doesn't have any value. You don't even have a standard on the international scale. You see what I'm saying? And French people, that's why French people keep imposing that shit on us. And most 75 to 90% of Malian people or African people that use that money don't even know about everything I'm telling you. You see what I'm saying? I don't discovered most of this stuff way later. When I told you I came back from a trip and trying to exchange some money. That's when she told me that, I started Googling colonial francs and really looked into it. And yet, I'd be damned if this money is still not on the same status. It's basically we're using paper, monopoly money among ourselves, thinking that we're doing something. And the French people print that money. So no matter what, they know exactly how much is being printed every year, how much is in circulation, and they control all that. So we can do whatever we want. We're never going to pass a certain level. You understand me? Like, can you imagine another country printing dollars for Americans? They ain't going to go for it. The Federal Reserve going to print the dollars for the American government. And that's how it goes. But that's how we controlled. You see what I'm saying? That's how we controlled. And it's crazy, man. And to see, like, in my lifetime, seeing that money being devaluated, you see what I'm saying? Lost half of its value. And then it's still imposed on us. We're not allowed to have our own money. You can come up with the biggest, the nicest concept now and trying to change the economy of Africa and ever country have its own money. French people are not going for it. The international organizations are not going for it. It's all tools to control us. You see what I'm saying? So do your research, man. Do your research on everything I just said, and I'm gonna keep sharing stories. Keep on letting y'all know what I think, my opinion about certain things, what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And what makes me MT Motherlandboy. You dig? Subscribe to my channel, Motherland TV. You know what I'm saying? Music videos, videos like the conversation, interviews, all type of stuff, man. Leave your comments. Holla at me. Let's keep going. Respect. Rah.